Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. You have just entered into Bridging the Nations. We are so glad. We are so delighted that you decided to wake up in the morning and be with us on today. And we can't even go absolutely any further without saying Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day, Anthony.
Thank you. Thank you. And happy Father's Day to all you wonderful fathers out there, whether you are or are not, just long as you're striving to be. So happy Father's Day to all you all out there as well. And I know some brothers ain't gonna like this, to all the mothers that's playing both roles. And there's not a father in your kid's life, man. We appreciate you carrying that torch. And so I know you're not fathers, but we appreciate you carrying that role. And trust me, I know how it is growing up in a single parent house myself. I know how tough it is. So thank you all for holding it down for us fathers as we discover our I am.
Absolutely. I love that. I love that. I love that. So we want you to do a couple things. So it's going to be Anthony and Antoinette Marie Speaks today, because our beloved other part of our triad, she got some business to take care of with her family, her son. They won their basketball game. Whoop, whoop. And so so they're going to that next level. So it's going to be the Williams and Williams today. How about that?
Oh, I love it. Hey, while Lady Queen is winning ships, we're going to bring one to you all today, a championship, because we're talking about that fight today.
Absolutely. We're talking about not giving up, that you have to continue to fight. That's what we are talking about today. Yeah. So we want to say, go ahead and share this video. We know that Ryan, I call Ryan Dr. Ryan King, I know you over in Pacific time. So I know it's like 6 o'clock in the morning where you are. So just, yarn real, wide and stretch it and go ahead and share this video and come on and talk with us. This is a interconnectivity that we're having. It's not just us talking, but we want you to get involved as well. So we want to say good morning, Grand Rising. This is a beautiful, beautiful day. And listen, yesterday, they said it was Juneteenth yesterday.
Juneteenth. Yep. I hope we did some celebration. I know it's Father's Day weekend, but I hope we did do some celebration. I got YouTube on here, Antoinette Marie. Okay. Vanika, the future DON. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. Angelique, the artist. Grand Rising to you as well.
Yeah. So we're getting ready to get right into this on this beautiful morning. And so one of the things when we sat and we thought about, like, what is it that we want to present? And a lot of times, y'all, it's really about what sometimes what we're going through in our own lives, right? And sometimes it's really about what we really believe that is in the atmosphere right now. And this thing right here, when Anthony came up with this right here, fight for your dream. Listen, when we did last week, and we were very transparent last week, as we're going to be very transparent today. Listen, anything that's worth having in life, beloved, you're going to have to fight. Mm-hmm. If it's worth you obtaining in life, you're going to have to fight. So we can speak of, the greatest book I know. So whether it was Joseph had to fight. Whether it was Rebecca had to fight.
Come on.
There's never a time, well, you will remember, come on, God, where you will remember anybody that person did not have to go through something. Because if they didn't have to go through something, we really wouldn't be talking about them, because they didn't have nothing to go through. You ain't got nothing to write about. So every single moment in your life, even when I know we don't want to go through, heartache and trials, and, we don't want to be hurt. But let me say this to you, because y'all know I got these notes, right? Let me say this to you. Anytime you want to be great, what I say, you accept the greatness that you already are, you're going to have to go through something. You can't sit on the sidelines. Nope. I know people tell you, oh, just be at peace. And let me say this to you. Good morning, Lori. It's great to be at peace on the inside. But even if you are at peace on the inside, which I say that's the greatest peace ever, you're still going to have to go through something, right? Don't quit until you are living the life that you dreamed of. I can stop right there. Do not quit. Don't quit until you are living the life. Living, that means ing. Take y'all back to school. Ing means continuous. Until you are living the dream, what you have thought about, what you contemplated, what you worked so hard for, until you see it manifest. And does it get hard? Does it get tight? Absolutely. Good morning, Pam. It does. But aren't you worth that? Aren't you worth getting in the ring? I said this to somebody. I said, it's difficult for you to call yourself a winner when you've never been in the ring. How do you call yourself a winner and you've never had to fight? And I tell this story when I was in my mother's womb, right? I was coming out of my mother's womb, I guess. I was born breech, right? And I had to fight because the option was, and to me, I really truly believe my spirit was like, you don't have no option. You better fight. So people would say, well, the option was for me to stay in and just die. I knew, and my great God knew, listen, this is not going to be no stillborn, baby. I had to fight. I had to fight with my feet coming out first. Because, typically your head first. Come on, God. So I had to fight. I had to be feet first. And I knew even from then, I feel like my spirit knew. Everything in life is not going to be all that, as they say, cookies and cream. It's not going to be. And I know that a lot of times you would say, I just want to give up. Who are you giving up on? You can never. We should never give up on ourselves. We should never. And are you going to have to sacrifice? Absolutely. There's going to be some things that you're going to have to sacrifice. There's going to be some people you're not going to be able to hang out with. There's going to be some places you're not going to be able to go. You're just not. If you want what you are saying that you want, you're going to have to fight. And sometimes your fight don't look like somebody else's fight. There's going to be times where you're going to have to level up your mind first, because a lot of times that's really where it's at. You got to level up the way that you think about your life. Oh, this is good. This is growth this morning. We're doing some straight growth.
Yeah.
Our humanity and the deity that is already within us. So there are going to be that times in your life, and I say more times than not, where you're going to have to level up how you think about your future. You're going to have to level up how you think about your children's future. You're not just fighting for yourself.
You breaking bread.
Fighting for your children's future. You're fighting, and you got to keep fighting. I'm gonna pass this thing. I'm gonna get ready to pass.
Why? I'm thinking about changing your name from Antoinette Speaks to Antoinette Marie Spoke. You are, man. Why? Go ahead.
Listen. He done gave me his time. I'm gonna reclaim the time. Listen. There are going to be times in your life where people are going to say, you know what? It don't take all of that. How do they know? How do you know what it takes for me? How do you know the sacrifice it's going to take for me to make sure that my children never beg for bread? Come on, God. How can you tell me? See, listen, I have 7 children. And I say, and I proclaim, my children will never beg for bread. Then people say, oh, wow, you do a lot of stuff. Yes. And I'm great at every single thing. Bloop. How about that one? Because this is what I have discovered. is that when people used to say to me, listen, this is my thing. When people used to say to me, oh, wow, you've heard that thing. Well, if you're so good at something, you can't be great at anything. That's a lie. I'm going to tell you that's a lie because I'm living it right now. People say, oh, you were a teacher. Oh, well, you were a great teacher. Yep, sure was. Oh, you were a director. Oh, you were in corporate America. You were great. I'm just great because the great I am within me is great. And he told me to be great. So every single thing that I place my hand to, beloved, it will prosper. It will be great. It is already great because God lives in me. And oh, Lord have mercy. I'm going to scoop my chair back. And because God is a great God. So why would I not be great? And God, the great I am, that's what we call him. The great I am lives within me. And he going to say, well, don't be so great, girl. It's okay. Just be so-so. Just be mediocre. There is nothing mediocre about Antoinette Marie. There's nothing mediocre about Anthony. There's nothing mediocre about you, Pat. There's nothing mediocre, Lori, about you. There's nothing mediocre about you, Kathy. There's nothing mediocre about you. So every single thing, you got to fight for the dream. There's nothing mediocre about you, Angel. Keep painting. Keep scribing. Ryan King, there's nothing mediocre about you. So when people say, oh, I thought you were doing that. Oh, you know what the thing is? It's called discipline. It's called discipline. It's called being committed to what you know that you have already been predestined to do. Listen, as we age, we go through what I call them cycles, right? So yes, when I was 25, I was a fantastic mama. I stayed at home with my children. I made sure I even homeschooled for a couple of years. I was great as a homeschooler. I was great as a mom with minor children. But let me tell you something right now. Good morning, Shima. Good morning, Pat. Let me tell you something right now. I am an empty nester. I do not have to stay at home. When am I staying at home? I don't have to make oatmeal every single day. Now what I have to do is I have to be and evolve where God, the great I am, has told me to evolve. So I'm saying this to you. Listen, when you decide that you want something, whatever that something is, you cannot quit until you see what you have desired, what you have dreamed of, what you have contemplated. Until that thing manifests, keep fighting. No matter what people say, oh, this not going to be that. You cannot be that. Why are you driving that? Oh, that's what the people, listen, sit down. I love y'all. Let me calm down because I can hear my husband right back here saying, you're a little loud. And he know I get excited.
Hey, that's that fire. Hey, we calling fire from heaven right now. What Baal and his prophets going to do when you calling that fire?
Listen, who's going to check me? You're not getting ready to check me because as I grow, not just chronologically older, I tell you through experience, there comes a moment in your life where you just have to say, I don't care about what you think. I don't care even about what you say. What I do care about is the great I am that lives within me every single day. What I do care about is fighting for my dream. What I do care about is making sure that my children's children, and I'm not a grandparent yet, right? But I need to make sure that my children's children understand that their grandmama, that their grandmama had bought some Amazon stock in 19 and she held on to it. I need for them to understand that part. That my grandmother was not selfish and it was just, oh, buy this, get a house, get some land, so on and so forth. You have to fight for your legacy, for your children. Okay, I'm gonna swipe over to the right. Go ahead, Anthony.
Man, I'm gonna say this. If you love anybody, thank you, Ryan. Happy Father's Day to you too, bro. If anybody love anybody in their life right now that's not on here, I just tagged about 13 people into this video. That first 15 minutes was off the chains. I mean, you really laid the foundation. I took some notes, and I love the one thing you said, aren't you worth the fight? Oh my, that is a bread breaking moment. Thank you, all in itself. Aren't you worth the fight? And then you said something like you had to level up your mind first. And then you gave a couple of whys. Like, why should we do that? My legacy is in what I leave in my children, not necessarily just what I said. Like, we need something tangible that we can leave to them. You broke bread. And I want to interject another thought inside of this conversation. My question to us is, why do we expect it to be easy?
Oh.
Why do we expect it to be a road filled with just ice cream and rainbows and unicorns, and we expect this fight to be just an easy one when he told us narrow is the way. Narrow is the way. We understand that the way is narrow because many won't find it. Many won't find it. There are going to be many that come to me, Lord, didn't I? Ain't going to say, depart from me because I never knew you. Why do we expect the fight? Why do we not expect another opponent on the other side of our greatness? Why does most people take their giftedness back to the grave? They take their potential back to the grave because, to Antoinette Marie's point, we don't feel like we're worth the fight. That word fight, Antoinette Marie bring the Bible. I'm going to bring Merriam-Webster. That word fight means to put forth a determined effort to gain by struggle. To gain by struggle. See, we've been taught in our culture that if we struggle, we're losing. We've been taught in our culture that if we have a setback, it's failure. We've been taught when things doesn't go perfectly our way, it must not be the will of God for us in our life. Come on, man. I'm going to break bread. I'm going to break bread. We've been told that if your hands don't look new and your feet don't look new, it must not be the great I am. I came to shed light today that if you have a worthy adversary who's going to and fro around this earth, seeking whom he can devour. What are you saying, motivational teacher? That if we don't see ourselves, or if we don't allow the great I am to awaken my I am to understand that I'm worth the fight, then we'll be willing to throw in to toss the white towel in, and we've never even gotten in the game. We've never even gotten in the game. And he told us if there wasn't a fight necessary, he wouldn't have told us to have dominion in Genesis. See, Antoinette Marie, I'm coming to I'm coming a little bit to your ground today. He told us to have dominion. Motivational teacher to the masses, but it seems so rough and my life is turned upside down and nothing I do works. Have dominion. Have dominion. That means when things are going to go wrong. When things are going to go wrong, you're going to have people that come against you that you think that it's in your corner. But in those moments is when you show dominion. In all these things, I am more than a conqueror. You're not more than a conqueror when the unicorns and the sunshine and the lollipops are all down the street. You don't need to be more than a conqueror. You're more than a conqueror when you look back and you see arrows by night coming at you. You're more than a conqueror when you know you don't have the money to meet the obligations, but I rest in what he said, that all my needs shall be met. I'm more than a conqueror. I have my dominion in those moments. See, they've told her, I'm telling you, they've told us this wrong. And this is something my granddaddy understood. Yeah, it's Juneteenth. We talk about the Black father. I got to pull Roger Williams in this conversation. This is something, my granddad died when he was 104. My granddad fought in World War II. My granddad fought in World War II, and every dollar my granddad made, my granddad saved. I'm talking about Juneteenth. I'm talking about Black father. I'm talking about the fight. Every dollar my granddaddy made, he saved. And my granddaddy had this vision. The same land where his mom was a sharecropper, and a generation before that, they were a slave. My granddad had this vision that I'm going to buy this land from this Caucasian guy. And he came back and he saved every nickel he had. He went to 3 different lawyers. I'm going to tell you why in a minute. He went to a lawyer in Macon County, Chambers County, and Lee County, because he said he knew of those 3 Caucasian lawyers, somebody was going to lie. Somebody was going to lie. And so my granddad, with his 3rd grade education, see, somebody telling you got to keep going back to school to get another degree. I can't do what I'm supposed to do until I get my degree. I got to have this and I got to have that. All you have to have is an awakened I am. Allow the great I am to awaken your I am. And we give ourselves all these limitations that we put on our lives that the great I am have not put on your life, their own self-imposed limitation. I just broke bread right there. Their self-imposed limitations. So here we go. This guy with this third grade education go to buy 200 acres of land. And my granddad is not a fair-skinned guy. He was not fair-skinned, that good hair that rolled back, that you comb back, kind of middle of the road type of dude. He wasn't that type of guy. My granddad was dark. He had the dark skin. He had the real curled up hair. He was a real dude that been in the fields all his life. And so he went and he bought those and he went to those 3 different lawyers in those 3 different counties. And one lawyer came against him. Another lawyer came against him. He had one lawyer that said, man, I'm gonna be true and honest. And my granddad was able to get the land because he had the idea to hire 3 different lawyers. And my granddad bought 200 acres of land back in the early 60s when it wasn't even possible for us to really have land. And so I'm talking about right now the fight for it all. My granddad, when I was a young kid, I'm real tall, real early. So he had to put me on his neck when I was about 5, about 7, I was about tall as he was. So he used to walk me around the 4 corners of the land. Bam, bam, all north, south, east, and west. And he used to tell me the story about what it took for him to get that land. And as I sit there and I listen to him tell them stories, and my granddaddy got calluses all over his hands. And if you shake his hand, it scratches your hand. And I look how soft mine is today. And I saw the struggle that he went through in order to be able to say, I'm leaving this for you, son. I'm leaving this. I went through everything I went through so you can start out with something. And see, my challenge to us out there today, what do we find valuable enough in our life to say, I'm willing to go through the struggle in order to get somewhere, to leave something? If our only goal in life is to just to get a little bit for my handful, just to get enough to make it through the day, we're never going to be successful the way the great I am wants us to be. The moment we get outside of ourselves and say, this battle is not mine, this battle belongs to you, God, this battle is not even about me, it's about you awakening my I am, so to bring other people underneath the tent, that's the moment we start seeing beyond our problems. And we start becoming a person that is solution oriented versus a person that all they do is whine and complain about everything that's going on in your life. Trust me on this, ladies and gentlemen. Have dominion. Subdue. You've been given the authority. You possess the power. It's according to the power that works in you. You have everything you need on this earth to win the fight for your dream. Antoinette Marie.
I'm just going to piggyback on that and just get right into it. So I love what Anthony said about subduing. That is, when I go back and I look at that, that's a commandment. Like that God didn't say, well, if you want to, he said, do it. So I really believe, this is in my head, I really believe that somebody from Nike knew something about the great book and they was like, subdue it, just do it. In my mind, I think they just got it from the VIBLE. That's what I really, really think, right? And so that piece right there, that for many decades, years, even centuries, we have been taught to be meek. There's nothing wrong with being meek. There's nothing, but let me tell you what meekness is. Meekness don't mean that you are poor. Come on, God. Let me help. We're going to help you today. Meekness does not mean poverty. Meekness does not mean live in scarcity. Meekness does not mean that you still have to drive a 2002. If you drive that, that's fine. And if you want to, that's different. But meekness does not mean that you just walk around, you ain't never bought a suit since 2012. I'm just meek and poor and lowly. No, no. That is not the truth. And it's not the truth that God, our great I am, has told us to do and to be. How can you say God has told you, well, just be poor and just be okay with what you got? Who told you that? Who told you that? When God said at the beginning to multiply. When God said at the beginning, he told us to multiply. And I know that God never is going to tell us to multiply anything that's not worth multiplying. Y'all gonna get that later. Y'all,
I got you.
Y'all gonna get that in another day. So I want to say today, we are not cowards. We're not cowards. We're not the cowardly lion. We are strong. And when I say strong, I mean have great courage. So today we're saying, be strong and of great courage. Do not fear. Are there going to be some things that are going to happen to you that you're going to be like, oh my God, this is hard, this is heavy? Absolutely. But at least that means that you're actually inside of the ring. At least that means you're not on the sidelines looking like a spectator. You cannot get the bag if you're not in the ring.
Come on.
And here's the thing. Everybody want the bag. I know this too. But listen, if your theologians are up on here, y'all should be. Listen, everybody want the bag, but don't nobody want to work for the bag. Everybody wants the money, the dinero, the rand, the peso, whatever it is. But there's something that we have to do, beloved. The Bible says, not only do we do, but we have to watch and pray. So you're going to have to start watching even the other people that you are surrounding yourself with. But you also have to be vigilant about your business. You have to be vigilant about what you know that you are supposed to do. Sometimes we love for you to be on Bridging the Nation. And I would just say, maybe this be the only thing you look at. Bridging the Nations and William Inspire. And I told y'all, listen, we're going to give you this great bread. Yeah. Right? And so it's going to be difficult for you, as we're talking about fighting for your dream. It's going to be difficult for you to really be fighting for your dream if you are on social media 8 hours a day. I just want to tell you, it's going to be difficult for you to do that, because once you get the knowledge, you have to apply it. You have to apply it, right? And so be vigilant. Do not give up, right? I used to hear somebody say this, and I think it was, I think it might have been a boxer. It says, legends are not just made. Legends have had to go through something. You just don't wake up, or you just don't find your identity. It's like, oh, I'm a legend now. No, a legend of what? What have you gone through? What have you experienced? What have you fought? What have you conquered? That is when you can say, you know what? Your children can say, my mama, let me tell you about my mama. I don't know about your mama. Let me tell you about my grandmama. I don't know about your grandmama. Let me tell you about my grandfather. I don't know about your grandfather, right? We want our children to be proud of us. And listen, are our children going to always be in acceptance of everything that we do or how we go about doing it? No, we're not that as well, right? But we have to go back and we have to make sure that we understand that this life is just not about you. It's not. It's not just about you. It's not even just about you and your four and no more. It's not. What legacy are you leaving? What legacy are you leaving for your children? Hey, Tracy, what legacy are you leaving? How do you leave a legacy and you do not fight?
Come on.
How can you leave a legacy and you have not fought for it? Because here's the thing, some things you teach your children and some things your children catch from you because they watch you. They watch you. And a lot of times we say, I don't want my children to see me go through difficult times. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Let them see you go through the difficult time. I had to be diligent, but look at where I am now. Yes, it was difficult for me to pull back because I wanted something else. Let them see that, right? We have to let them see that, because sometimes this is how I was. I never wanted my children to see me suffer. I never wanted them to see me like I had to struggle. And I remember my daughter saying this to me, my oldest daughter, she said this to me. How did you do it? Because I hid it. Because I never wanted my children to see me having to suffer that it did not help them, because they then started to feel like, well, I shouldn't have to suffer. Yes, you should have to suffer, because now sometimes my children be like, da-da, fairy dust. Oh, my mom has made it. Oh my goodness. No, baby, I was crying on my knees in the basement because I had to fight. You got to let your children see you having to fight sometimes. Because sometimes when they see you fight, when they get into their situation, they know how to bob and weave. They know when to bob and weave, right? And there, yes, of course, there's certain things that you don't want your children to see you have to go through. Listen, we are painted human beings, right? We know certain things your children probably shouldn't see, right? We get that. We're talking about the growth part. Stay with us. We're talking about the growth part, right? And so fighting, you have to fight to the finish. Don't give up. So I know some of you are saying, listen, I had this really great idea. This is Antoinette Marie business sense. I told you I'm great at a lot of stuff, right? I ain't just good. I'm gonna stop saying. I ain't gonna never say that no more, right? Listen, I know some of you have had ideas. You've had dreams. You've had an entire footprint. You've had a model that's in your head. Work it. Do it. Do it. Do not give up on your dream, because sometimes when we give up on our dreams, we start to give up on our life. And God did not call us to give up on our lives. No. He said for us to have abundance. How are you going to have abundance and you're giving up, beloved? We cannot give up. We're going to fight. And if you get people that come to you, y'all see how I did that, de-escalated myself all by myself. You see, sometimes what's going to happen is you're going to have people say, oh, don't worry about it. Just try it next time. Just listen. When let me say this, the work that God has had planned for you in your life, you must do it. Because I know this, God never gives up on us. God never gives up. I truly believe God says, listen, I'm going to continue to have this before your face until you decide to do it. I know, oh, you didn't want to do it this year. Okay, it's going to come back again next year. Yeah. It's going to come back again next year. Because really, truly, the God that we serve, the great I am, only wants what's best for us. Only wants what's best for us. That's the type of dad, that's the God I like. That's the type of father. He's a good father. That's who you are. That's the type of God that I serve. I don't know about some other people. But I want to just say to you today, you must have courage. Never, ever give up. I don't care if somebody said, well, that's too hard. That's too difficult. How are you going to do it? How are you going to do this? Listen, let me tell you this quick story. I remember when I was a young child, and I've said this before openly, like I used to stutter horrendously, right? And I remember my family would say to me, and I would try to get the word out. And they would say, just stop, say nothing. And I think I did that for a long time. Now, I didn't just like stop talking altogether, but I did not speak up for myself because I stuttered, and people did not want to hear somebody that continued to stutter over and over again. Let me tell you, let me show you how God will work this thing. So what I started doing was now they call it journaling. Well, back then, it was just taking some pieces of paper, what they call line paper, and you was just writing some ideas on that, right? And so that's what I did. And though I did not know that I was journaling, though I did not know that I was journaling, what I did know was that I was awesome. And let me tell you why I did know I was awesome. It didn't matter. Because I stuttered so often, the things that I had within my spirit, come on, God, the things that I had within my spirit, I started writing them down. Scribe it. Write the vision. I didn't even know I was writing the vision. Baby, come on. I didn't even know I was writing the vision. They said, be quiet. We don't want to hear you talk. Listen, we ain't got no time for that. So on and so, you ain't got no time for that. Pew, 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 pew. And I remember I heard somebody say, listen, you're going to try to just keep me quiet. You want me to sit down, but I'm standing up. My spirit is standing up. My spirit was standing up. Y'all don't want to hear me talk. I get it. Pew, pew, pew. Let me write this down. I will travel the world. I am a good human being. I'm going to tell you the stuff I was writing. I am magnificent. Come on. They're going to catch. I'm going to say it 3 more times. I am everything that I say that I am.
I am.
Come on, y'all. Y'all don't care. I am what God says I am.
Come on.
I am an international speaker.
Come on.
I am a fantastic entrepreneur making 7 figures. You better speak it, because the great I am done already spoken over your life.
Let me hop in on that point right there.
You're ready to do it.
Hey, let me hop in on that point right there, because you led me right into the awakened I am. And you know what I love? I love seeing like Vanika has gone on and changed her name to the future DON. I love that Angelique has changed her name to the artist. And see, those these are moments. See, okay, let me go back to the genesis of the foundation, because I'm about to hop into the middle of a thought. I'm about to hop into the middle of a thought, and if I don't give you the genesis of the thought, then the middle of the thought won't make sense. Like a lot of times that when we pray, a lot of the times when we give God back his word, and I know a lot of people think God is narcissistic and just need me and he just need all this praise. No, he's helping us renew our mind. A lot of times that's not for him. That's for us. Yeah. And so when I say I am an overcomer, or when I say I am a future DON, or when you see Williams inspires, or when you say I am the motivational teacher to the masses, see, right there in itself, we're fighting. See, see, most of us, we came up in this carnal household where we think our battle is not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers and wickedness in high places. And see, when we battle, we're not battling flesh. We're not need fists and we're not like Floyd Money Mayweather. We're not fighting with hands and fists. This thing is spiritual, because Antoinette Marie said it earlier. Our deity outrides our humanity. Our deity trumps our humanity. If I get right on the inside, my outside but outside will line up. And it's funny because Antoinette Marie, I like something that Pat said too. She said, "This world is yours." Boy, she broke bread. Man, what if I attack every day like this world is my very own library? Woo! What if I attack today? Great I am. What lesson am I going to learn today? This world is that babe that just said over there that told me something that's 9 years old. I just learned something from that babe over there at 9. This whole world is your library. What if we attack today like, oh my God, I am going to be awakened today. I'm going to learn. I'm going to get closer to where you called me to be. I'm going to fight for the right to walk in the land of milk and honey. Yeah. My challenge is, when you go over and you're looking over at your DON, or you're looking over at the artist, or you're looking over at the masses, do you look over there and say, man, them grapes on that, oh, they look like really big men over there. They look like men as trees. We should never overtake them. What do you see when you look over the promised land? Do you see yourself somebody who's worthy of being I don't care what you put in front of me. It must go down. Because me and the masses, just like Angelique Vanika just said, me and the masses have become one. Me and the masses have become one. You can't separate me from what I believe I've been called to. The question is, when you look over at your land, what do you see? It was 2 people from the whole tribe of Israel, when Moses led them out, that looked over and saw like, man, we be more than able to overcome them. Everybody else died in the wilderness. Why? Because their I am wasn't awakened to know that me plus God equals the majority. Me plus God, is there anything too hard for God? That answer is no. He said, taste and see if the Lord is sweet. If I'm doing these things, ladies and gentlemen, I don't fight in my own natural ability. Yes. I don't wage war waging war on mediocrity. That's my tagline. I don't wage war in my flesh and blood. And that's the challenge for most of us, because we've lived in this carnal world and we've been mere humans for so long that we've neglected to fight from our supernatural place.
Yeah.
And we're sitting there and we're looking at problems as if there's not one that lives through me that is greater than he that's in me is greater than he that's in the world. We're looking at these problems as if it's just me. Woe is me. And I'm going to be transparent. I had somebody call me the other day and they were going through a problem. And they were going through something, and it was a problem people don't go through every day. And they call the motivational teacher to the masses, and they said, I'm not going to tell the problem because they I'm not going to give people business out there. But they said motivational teacher to the masses. That's what they didn't call me that. That's what I hear when people talking to me in that way. I hear motivate. I don't hear hey Aunt. I don't hear hey Tony. Hey, I don't hear that. Hey, motivational teacher. That's the mindset I was in. Hey, motivational teacher to the masses. This is what's going on. I don't know what to do. And you can't come to me like that, because to the awakened I am, you always know what to do, because you got answers in Jehovah Jireh that you haven't even come into yet. So I just don't know what to do. I wish it. No. You always have solutions. Don't wish it was easier. Wish you were better. Go to the place in your own mind to where you say, I am more than a conqueror. I got solutions in me that problems have not come up yet. I just broke bread right there. I just broke bread. You got solutions. Somebody had this whole coronavirus antibody somewhere on the inside of them, vaccine, before the coronavirus ever came through. Somebody had Amazon on the inside of them before you ever saw the sticker, before you ever saw the ticker on the stock market. Somebody had this whole banking system on the inside of them, the NASDAQ. They had that already on the inside of them before you ever saw it. Why is it that we can't see what's in us, but it takes other people to try to pull, or situations to pull that stuff out? I got one more thought. I'm finna get off this thing.
Hurry up.
I got one more thought. Be strong. Angelique said that earlier. Be strong. Be strong and courageous is mentioned 25 times, and just like it is in the Bible. Just like to be strong and very courageous. He said that 25 times. He told Moses, he told Joshua, all the way throughout, be strong and very courageous. If there were not any battles, if there was not a fight, why would you have to be strong and courageous? Why would you have to be strong and courageous if you just gonna walk in the land and the giants gonna lay down and here comes Anthony and everybody bow and let the seas depart? Here he comes. No, come on, Pat. We was designed to fight. You're fit for it. He said, be strong 25 times. But if you look at this one, fear not is in there 365 times. Be strong and courageous is in there in that way 25 times, but fear not is in there 365 times. What is the great I am trying to awaken our I am to? That they're going to be lions. You're going to have an adversary that out there roaring with no teeth. That joker is Snaggletooth. and we are running from a Snaggletooth lion that really doesn't have any power over my results. The great I am awakens my I am, and that drives the results in my life. Not the fact that it looks like it's hard, or not the fact that they repossessed my car, not the fact that they foreclosed my house, not the fact that I just went through a divorce, not the fact that my kids are acting crazy. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, those things are situations that change immediately if we fear not. And when I say immediately, they change because of what we know. They don't have to change physically. I know, yea, in all these things, I'm more than conquerors. So why am I talking about the problem instead of talking about how big the great I am is in the midst of my problem? We got multiple examples, and that's why I believe Jesus spoke in parables. Because when he speaks in parables, we take the parable and we break it down and we see how it relates to our life. And we take that parable and we walk it out in our own life. That's why I don't think he came in, thou shalt not, and it came in with all these, those, thous, and all this stuff. I believe he spoke in parables so that the average person who can hear, I'm about to break bread, whose face is turned toward the kingdom, can see and understand. One last thing. We talked about 365. We talked about 365, fear not. But when you get over in the New Testament, you will see the whole language change. Ephesians says, be strong in the Lord and the strength in his might.
Yeah.
Be strong in the Lord and the strength in his might. As you get over to the New Testament, it's never about you anymore. It's never about you anymore. It's about your daddy fighting his battles through you. Ryan said it earlier. That's why I love y'all chiming in here. Ryan said he wills to do it through me.
Yes.
Believe you me that the battle is not a physical battle. The battle is all about your mentality. Antoinette Marie set it up earlier. It's all about the great I am, allowing you to awaken your I am to own your own headspace. Yes. The battle is not physical. It is mental. You have to be willing to fight for your dream. Antoinette Marie.
Listen, I'm just loving what I'm seeing people saying on here. Edwin put on here, me plus God equals the majority. I love that. Yeah. I love that. Me plus God equals the majority. And then Kathy said, oh yes, fight from your supernatural place. Listen, right there. That's so good. Kathy said, don't wish it easy. Well, don't wish it easier. Wish you were better. Boom. She loved that when you said that, Anthony. Love that whenever you said that. Ryan said, it may be too hard, but I'm not going to do it. God is going to do it through me. You said that before. Let me say something. This is what I love. Pat said, I want to go back to what Pat said. I think she said she is the superintendent, representative, Pat. So that's what we're gonna call you. I think you should change your name and just put that on out there. So that's how. There she is. She said, I am State Representative Pat Hood.
Well, I missed that one. I love that.
Miss Pat Hood.
From this day forward, you shall be called State Rep.
State Rep. I love that, Anthony. State Rep. I love that. And so this is what we are speaking of. This is how Bridging the Nations reach into what the innermost parts, the depths of your supernatural, because that is what I'm going to say me, that's what I was not taught. I wasn't taught that there is that supernatural, that it's not all about the doom, the gloom. Listen, I have the supernatural God. We are all spirits that have come down on this earth. So you are already super. You're already great. And so this is that part where you decide within yourself that you're not going to live your life how other people have told you that you must live your life. You're going to dig in deep. You're going to have that sacred and that special time with the great I am. That's what we're going to do, right? It's nothing that is going to come to you by osmosis. There's some work that you must put in. There's some meditation time that you must put in. There's time. Think about the God, the Father that God is. We are fathers. We're talking about celebrating Black fathers. Happy Father's Day to all fathers. But I would say this. I think our fathers would want their children to spend some time with them today, if they could. Sometimes that might just be a phone call. Hey, Dad, happy Father's Day. But don't just let it stop there. So don't just go to the church house. What you gonna do on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday? Spend time with the great I am. Intentional time with the great I am. And I guarantee your life will change. Your life will change. And we want to say this. Hold on to the vision. Hold on to the dream. Because I honestly will tell you, you cannot quit. Do not quit. You have a legacy that you must continue to build, right? I also want to say this. I think my husband said this one time. See, when let me go and drink this water. Because it must be a good point, Well, nothing wrong with my throat.
Our position is good.
Exactly. Which brings me to my next point. You cannot have triumph if you don't have conflict. You can't. Because how do you have triumph if you have not been triumphant over anything? Over anything. It's not going to be just like Anthony said, we just want lollipops and popsicles. I just want fairy dust just to have it just to come down on me. I just want to live in the nice rain in Savannah. God said, no, listen. If you are going to leave a legacy, a great legacy, our ancestors left a great legacy. That's why we remember some of their names, Fannie Lou Hamer. That's why we remember. But they had to fight. Some of them was locked up, jailed.
Come on now. Come on now.
For your freedom. I know we had Juneteenth yesterday. But if you want that legacy, if you want to be that individual, then you're going to have to fight as well.
Come on.
You will not conquer. You won't conquer it unless you get in the field. Unless you are in the battle, you cannot conquer it. We're saying today, don't give up on your dream. Don't give up on your vision. And I want to say to you, as I was 7 years old journaling, write the vision down. Write it down and write it down again. If you have to update it, you have to tweak it, continue to do that. Because you have to win. It's not just about you. I know that's what they say. Oh, we can do anything. We're so fluid now. Everybody call it fluid. Oh, I can do whatever I want. And just whatever. Listen, leave a legacy for your children.
Hey, can I chime in on this a little bit?
Yeah.
We have some awakened I ams out there today, and you started this, and I'm gonna yield Lady Queen's time over to reading some of these. To some of these, Pat said I was designed to fight the battle. He said sometimes I have to cry. He said I was born to win. Man, say that right there, state rep.
Yes.
I was born. I was designed for the fight. I'm created how I am for why I am. I was designed for it. Don't be afraid, man.
Yes.
Angelique, the artist, just said, solutions for problems that don't exist yet. We are well able, and check this last word out. We are equipped. Oh my, that's the awakened I am. What I love, she said equipped ED, not being equipped, equipping. I am equipped. What I need is already on the inside of me. Feel free to hop in on any of these, sis. I'm just scrolling up the timeline because I'm getting fired up.
Listen. I love this. I love the fact that individuals are awakening themselves to the great I am. Because this is what I believe. Listen, out of all the things, out of all the little eggs, the sperms, they collided together and so on and so forth. Why you? Because the great I am knew that you was the one. The great I am knew state represent. Oh my God. The great I am knew you are the one. You are the one. You are the one, Angelique. You are the one, Tracy, the reset coach. You cannot regress. Regress to what? God designed you, and you were already in his bosom. You were already his. And this is what I believe God said. God said, listen, it's your time now. It's your time. It's your time. So let me put this egg and this sperm together. Let me have it to collide. I'm going to use a vessel. I'm going to utilize a vessel so that you can come through. You still have the divinity in you. Still have me within you. And now I need for you to be on this earth planet because you are a fighter. Because there's greater works will you do.
Come on.
We cannot give up. What are we giving up on? Because if God said it, come on, Jesus. If God said it, that means that he equipped you for it. ED. So that's the piece that we have to realize. We're not just it just came down. I was an accident. The devil is a lie. If you are on here today, there is no accident. You were not an accident. It might have been a little shiftless how you came about. And put my hand up. Bam. But you are meant to be here. You are meant to have that dream. You are meant to be that entrepreneur. You're meant to have that 9 to 5. Whatever it is, you decide that is what, because I believe that God implants certain ideas and spectrums already up in our spirit. We know, listen, we know it. Have you ever had that situation? We almost done. Ever had that situation where something keeps coming back to you, keep saying the same thing? Like, wait a minute. What is that? What is going on? I think did I dream that? Or did God, what's, listen, that's because you're supposed to be here. Never let people tell you, well, you was a mistake and you wasn't your daddy. And listen, say, this is what you say. Listen, I don't know what you're talking about, but the great I am had me to come from heaven to be here on this earth. And I got an assignment to do. So I am going to fight. I will not pull back on what I know that I am supposed to be doing, right? I am a winner. Either way, I am a winner. I am divinely and have been divinely created. Matter of fact, just call me the comeback kid. I heard T.D. Jakes say something about, call me the comeback kid. I might have been down, looked down, so on and so forth. But I'm here. I heard City say, listen, I might be this. I might be black. I might be white. I might be Native American. I might be Mexican. I might be Latina. I might be from Dominican Republic. Whatever it is. But I'm here. That ain't what she did. She did like this. But I'm here.
I'm here. Say that again.
You are here because the great I am within you has said, awaken. No more of this. No more. Are you going to have times where you're going to be upset, sad? It's going to be difficult. Yes, it is. But you have to fight. And the majority of that fighting is that spiritual warfare within yourself. Even up here, that spiritual warfare within yourself, you have to say, listen, because now you are here on the earth planet. So you done had experiences now that have capsulated. I know this might be deep for you, but just rock with me on this, right? So now you've had these experiences that have intruded upon your life. Center yourself. Get back in line and know the reason why God allowed for you to come through your mother's womb. Didn't he say in the book of Jeremiah, before you were placed, before I placed you into your mother's womb, I foreknew you. I foreknew you. So I want to leave you with this. Get into position. Get into position. Because many of you have dreams. Many of you have aspirations. Many of you have insight. And you want to lean back. But today, on Bridging the Nations, on Father's Day, 2021, we hope that this word has given you the acceleration to push, has given you the thought, the mindset to push, get into position, bring it forth, stand tall, and remember the great I am lives within you every single day.
Hey,
who's going to check you? Nobody.
Hey, before we get ready to get off this, I saw where it's Father's Day. I want to hit some of the brothers come in. I saw Edwin put on here. My disappointment is when I didn't walk through, but I was afraid. And then he came back, and this is what I love. He came back and said, resist the devil and he will flee, resist the enemy and he will flee. And my thing is, I wanted to hit on this a little bit because it's Father's Day, is bro, trust me on this. That the great I am knew exactly what decision we were making that moment in time.
Yeah.
And the gifts of calling are without repentance. It's over. All you could do is next time when the enemy comes in like a flood, and you gonna go in there wide open, eyes awakened, and you gonna knock down every door that they thought they had in front of you.
Come on.
That it's okay. That in life, that's what I'm saying, man. Life is a growing experience, and that's the challenge for a lot of us. Is that we can't get into the place where we're condemning ourselves. We got enough battles to fight externally than having to fight one internally.
Yes, sir.
And that's the awakening I am, knowing that God will restore the time that the cankerworm stole, that he ate. So whatever that thing is, don't man, you look over and you say, man, I'll be well able to overcome and conquer it. And you move in that direction.
Well able.
Well able to
Yes.
to conquer it. And I just wanted to hit that for a quick second. And we still got a lot of people chiming into this conversation.
Yeah.
I know we're over, but I am so excited. Antoinette Marie, you killed that thing today. And I think and a lot of these comments are strictly related to people fighting and awakening their I am. And I want to challenge people. Don't let the fire die when you get off of this broadcast.
Yes.
Don't let the fire die. Go ahead now. And that's why I keep my notebook right here with me. And y'all see me sometimes pop my pen. I hear it when I go back and listen to the replay. I need to stop doing that. But I'll be so excited. That's why go ahead and start writing down those thoughts you have that you're being awakened to right now. Like state representative, go ahead and write that stuff down and go ahead and start putting those things into action. And that way, you know, Wednesday or Tuesday, your I am is still awakened, just like you just listened to this thing for a fresh time. And I would also challenge you all to go back and listen to this thing 5 and 6, 7 times. I can tell you today, Antoinette Marie Speaks was on fire. Was on fire. Go back and listen to this until you become one with it. I see the people that are on here consistently, and I see the growth in those people that are on here consistently. I see the growth. And I'm challenging for some of you all who just pop in and pop out and you just listen for knowledge. It ain't gonna get it. It ain't gonna get it. Somebody said knowledge is power. Applied knowledge is power. Applied knowledge is power. Don't listen just for content. Listen for application. Oof. That's how you begin to change your life. You don't change. You can sit here and listen to this for the next 52 weeks and nothing will ever change in your life if you don't start applying what you're listening to. And Antoinette Marie and Lady Queen and I, we can get on here just for views. And we can get on here and just say what people want us to say, be popular just for views. We're not doing this for views. We're doing this for change. Yes. We're doing this for change. We don't do this just so, I got this nice phrase. You see, we don't come on here with a bunch of catchy phrases. Just blab it and grab it. We ain't got catchy phrases. We've been through too much. We've had to fight too many battles. See, oh my God, I ain't going into a whole nother thought.
Next week, we're gonna do that next week.
People that have not been through what we've been through give you catchy phrases. But when you've gone through the furnace and you came out without the smell of smoke, you got a story to tell. And it's more than blabbing and grabbing. It's more than just 2 or 3 things that sound real good on a t-shirt. We ain't t-shirt people over here. We ain't t-shirt. We people of substance over here because we've been through too much. And I'm telling you all, get away from the slogans and the taglines.
Yes.
Get away from this. You need your life to be changed radically. Get around people of substance. Yeah. People that's getting it done day by day. Yes. I know we ran over a little bit. Antoinette Marie, close us out.
Listen, we are so glad, and we don't take this for granted that you decided to wake up in the morning to join us. And we just want to say thank you. We want to say happy Father's Day. We want to say thank you for being right where you are. We want to say to God, to the great I am, thank you for giving us this great knowledge that you have now turned into wisdom. And we pray for every single person that was on this live and the people that are going to be watching this on the replay, that your greater days, your latter days will be, they're already greater. How about that? Greater. They're already greater. And we will see you on next week.